welcome to JazzedTutorials. So this week I am making a cool rainbow dynamic text effect. I'm calling it that because I think it's dynamic enough to be cool enough. You don't have to use rainbow colors. I'll explain that towards the end of it, but anyway, it's chill. You'll like it, don't worry. Let's just get right to it. Let's not beat around the bush anymore. So you want to type your text, and you want to use a bold font. The font that I'm using here is called Future. I think I found this on dafont.com. I'm not sure. Could have been somewhere else, but usually where I get my fonts from. So check them out if you want a cool font. Or you can use your own fonts that you have in your box. But make sure it's a bold font, not a thin font, or a non-bold font. Just a bold font of choice. Okay, once you have your bold font, you're going to then add some cool effects to this. We're going to start with an inner glow setting. Screen for your blend mode. Opacity is 100%. White should be your color of choice, and only thing you're changing down here is your size, and that's 63 pixels. Then we're going to scroll on down to gradient overlay, and everything stays the same. The only thing we're changing is obviously the gradient. So you're choosing a very silver color here, or gray, silver gray. It's the same in my opinion. And then white will be over here towards the right. Okay, cool. Last but not least, we're going to add outer glow settings over here. Blend mode screen, opacity is 50%, white is your color, and again, we're only changing the size, and that's 88 pixels. Click OK, and you should see something like that. And FYI, which I didn't say earlier, you need to make sure that your font color is white. White is your color of choice today. It's going to be your best friend for life and really enhance this. Okay, once you have typed your text, we now need to add some clouds. So make a new layer above your text layer. And once you have that, make sure you hit D on your keyboard just because you want to reset your color swatch. You may not need to reset the color swatch, but just in case, go ahead and hit D on the keyboard, and that resets your color swatch to black and white. Nifty tip, eh? Alright, once you've reset your color swatch, you're just going to hit Filter, Render, and then hit Clouds. And then you'll set that layer to Overlay. It should look something like that. Now, what I had to do on mine, it looked a bit weird, so I erased a bit of it around the edge, but you guys can leave it if you want. It's up to you. But I added a mask layer to my clouds layer and erased a bit of the edges with a soft round brush of choice, and I got the lovely effect you see there. Alright, now is where we're going to add some other brushes. I will link below these brushes I'm using, but if you guys have other brushes that look similar and you want to use those, go for it. That's fine too. So yes, we're going to have two new layers, but we're going to start with one layer first and work with the second one later. So just make one new layer for now. And on your new layer, you're going to brush on, with white, mind you, these brushes here. Now these brushes are fairly large, so you might want to work with a larger canvas, which is what I'm doing. I'm working with a 24 by 1200 pixel canvas size. I didn't mention that earlier. I apologize. So if you didn't get that message and you want to start over, now is a good time. Alright, so do that, and then just start brushing on random ones throughout your image, on your background. This layer has to be below the text, FYI, in case you didn't catch that, but I'm sure you noticed already. So make a few that you like, and then you're going to do the exact same step on a new layer above that, but on this layer we're going to blur it in so that it looks kind of more dynamic and like it's shooting up from somewhere, giving it that cool shooting effect-ish. At least that's what I was going for. So same thing, grab some of those brushes, brush on a bit of them. You can use a soft round eraser brush to edge it in a bit if you want to. That's cool too. On that layer, once you have your brushes, just go to Filter. Mine's grayed out because I can't do anything, but you can do something I can't. Go to Blur, hit Gaussian Blur, and then you're going to use a 4.0 setting. That's usually standard. Go with that, and you should get a dynamic effect like that. Awesome sauce! I love it so much already. And we're not even done yet. Alright, so now we're going to be adding some color. Now, I'm sure some of you that are very experienced in this can know of another way of doing it, but this was my way of doing it, so that's how I'm going to show you to do it. But if you know of a better way, by all means, go that route. Alright, so new layer. This new layer must be above everything else, and this layer will have, obviously, all the rainbow colors. What I'm doing is I'm taking a brush, soft round brush, and I'm using around 300 pixel size brush, but that's because my canvas is quite large. But use a large enough brush so that it covers just each letter individually. And then what you'll do, you'll go over here to your color swatch, and you're going to select, obviously, your red color. Something towards the middle, not too dark, not too bright, but a bit bright, but not a lot bright, if you catch my drift. And then we're going to make sure this layer is set to overlay. So set that layer to overlay first before you do anything else, because you want to make sure the colors work well. If you notice they're not working well, you can always do a Control Z, go backwards, pick out a new color, and then go from there. So there you go. So taking my red, I'm going like this. Oops, I forgot. I changed my opacity on my brush. Get to that later. We're gonna go like that. Oh yeah, that's a good red. That's a very solidly good red. And then I'm gonna take the same exact color swatch. I'm gonna leave that dot where I placed it in the color picker. And all I'm gonna do is go right down here, click on an orange color, and you got basically a similar shade, just in a different color. And you can go like that. And you're gonna basically do the same exact steps throughout each letter using each color of the rainbow, should you decide to go rainbow colors. Like I had mentioned in the very beginning, if you don't want to do rainbow, you can certainly use other colors and mix and match, as long as they're within the same color hue range of a middle-sized brightness. And once you have done all of that, you will then see something pretty cool like that. Oh my god, that is so cool. We need to do one more thing, two more things actually, to really make it stand out. You'll notice how all the particles and the zooming in and all that stuff we did beforehand is still white. I want to blend that in. So what am I going to do? Same exact step I did on this layer, but below everything so that it colorizes the particles. So above your particle layer, you're going to then add another layer. So I have those two layers above my background, and above those, we'll add the same thing. And you're going to select similar, try and keep it the same color hue, but if you can't, as long as it's within range, it's fine. And you'll get something like that. Awesome sauce. You may have to use a soft round eraser brush to kind of edge it in a bit and fade it in, make it blend in well. But other than that, it's basically what you do. And then just because I wanted to make it really enhanced, I took a white brush with 20 pixels light, a 20 opacity brush, white brush that is, and I just made a line right through here to give it more color, and I set that layer to linear dodge add. But if you guys don't want to do that last step, you don't have to, but it adds more color and really makes it pop out, so that's why I did that. Alright guys, that is the tutorial. It can't be more simpler than that. It's pretty impressive if you ask me. I mean, I literally pulled this out of my ass. I mean, I was not expecting it to look this cool. I was just playing around in Photoshop trying to figure out how I could make it more dynamic, more cool, more colorful. And this just kind of came out of me, so hey, what the hell, right? Hope you guys liked this tutorial. If you didn't, I apologize. I'll try and keep it cool for everybody, but you know, you can't please everybody at once. If you want to see more videos like this, do hit subscribe. Post at least once a week. If you guys have any suggestions for this channel, anything you want to see on this channel, definitely comment below. If you think you're awesome, which I think you're awesome, definitely hit like, because I like likers, and likers are awesome. If you want to join Team Awesome, again, hit subscribe. If you want to follow me on social media, all links are below. I'm on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and that's probably it, I think. There's a couple other links down there too. Click those as well. And I'll see you guys next week. Alright, bye!